everyone, welcome to WoW Events by Ice Lighting. In this video I am going to cover Brewfest. So Brewfest, what, when, where, how, what? So Brewfest is a celebration of brew. It happens outside Ironforge and it happens outside of Ogrimmar. You'll find it in your calendar around the 20th of September until the 6th of October. This is quite a long event. Here in Alliance you will find it here, and if you are playing as Horde you will find it here. So you've made it to Brewfest. What are you supposed to be doing now? Well, there's eating, there's drinking, there's questing, there's achievements, there's toys and there's pets. There's everything here. But first of all, what you're going to do is visit the first person at the beginning. If you've spoken to a commoner in the town, the quest will take you to this person anyway, but if not, just come and say hello, welcome to Brewfest. You get to choose one of 3 beers. Doesn't matter which one you choose, you can buy the other ones, so it really doesn't matter, just pick any one you like. They are important for an achievement, but I will cover that much later. So once you've chosen, other quests become available. So I'm going to go through the quests first, so skip ahead if you want your achievements and everything else. So the first quest we're going to look at is this guy right here. Basically, he tells you to throw beers at that robot at the back, or mechanical, whatever you want to call it. You literally stand next to the tables and just keep clicking. You don't have to aim or anything, it just does it. So you just need 5 and you get some tokens. I will go through those later. Next is the chow down quest. So basically you are eating and drinking and not choking. So take the quest and then you have to wait until the people have finished their round. You'll see above that there's the number of sausages that they have consumed. The winner is the first to get to 10. So as soon as they finished and you can get in there, click like a mad person because other people will steal the chairs before you. Once you do get a chair, you'll see your 3 buttons, and as soon as it says go, you must eat as many sausages as you can in the time before choking. Now you have the first button is eat, the second one is drink, and the third is get more sausage. It's important that you get more sausage because you can't eat sausage if you don't have any in front of you. However, that bar in the middle that I'm highlighting to you now shows you how much you're going to choke if you don't drink or slow down. So you can't just spam the sausage, otherwise this happens. Now, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, you still get to get tokens for having joined in. However, if you do win, you need to win 5 times and then you will be able to collect this trophy from the vendor. So you need 5 to get it. It's a toy. So next up is ram racing. This is one of the most important and most irritating parts of Brewfest. So you get to ride a ram and basically you tell it to giddy up. The more you spam this button, the faster it will go, the more it will become exhausted, and that apple thing we just went over reduces how exhausted that ram is. So the idea of this first part is to practice going slow, medium and hard, and you can tell the difference by the little orb at the top which shows you how fast you are going. Once you've mastered that, you can get rid of the ram buff at the top by clicking on it, and then you can hand in. Now the next quest is teaching you about the track and collecting a barrel of beer or brew from the very end and bringing it back. You have to use your skills with speed, the apple barrels, and you have to do it within a time frame. So this is the 3rd one I am going to get and return. And once you return it, again, you can get rid of the buff and then you can hand in. Now we are on to the most important part. This is do it as many times as you can while you still have the buff, and it will reward you with tokens. Now I know I haven't covered the tokens yet, but for your information, this is the best racing line that I have. And this is how I maximize my tokens. So you want to be trying to keep that speed up, but at the same time you don't want to go over. You want to make sure you cross the barrels, and you want to jump when you get to this point so that you can pick it up and head straight back. Now, doing it this way and obviously not messing up on that corner part, you can get quite a lot of tokens. Every time you collect a barrel and hand it back in, it extends your time. It's just slightly short of what you need to make a run, so this won't last forever, but I have had it going for quite a long time, and the more tokens you get, the better. So again, jump when you get to this point. So when you're bored of that, you can go and do the next quest. So once you have unlocked being able to do the ram quests, you get this daily, which is to go and shout about Brewfest using the ram again. So the important part to note on this one is that there are no apple things inside Ogrimmar or Ironforge if you're doing it for Alliance. So if you keep spamming it, you will get slowed like this. Now the ram has the same 4 minutes as it did before, so you need to be careful when you're doing this. I suggest keeping it in the 70s, so if your exhaustion gets above 70 into the 80s, stop hitting giddy up, and if you drop down into the 60s, start pressing it again. It's still slow going, but it means you will be able to complete it within the time frame. Now as soon as you finish that final one, just get on your mount and go back. You don't need to ride the ram. So there's some more of the tokens. Now the final quest I'm going to cover was back over by the ram racing, and the reason I skipped this one is because it gives you a cosmetic and takes you to the token vendor. So the whole reason that we have been doing these quests is to get these tokens that you can exchange at this vendor. So handing in this quest just gives you a voucher for a cosmetic. Everybody loves a cosmetic, but it's the same one every year, so if you did this last year, you've already got this one. So that brings us to tokens then. So what are we going to do with these tokens? There are several vendors. The most important one is this one, and this one is the one where you will get all your cosmetics, your toys, your mounts, your pets. So the first page is mainly full of cosmetics that you can wear. You have the tabards, the pony, the pets, the toys, all on the other pages. Now if you're interested in certain achievements, I'll go through those and that will explain what you need to do with the things on this page. So the only other vendor you're going to need is the sausage vendor. So Alliance, you just need to look for the sausage one and it will give you a toy for tokens, that one there. On to achievements then, there's quite a few of them and you will find them under World Events and then Brewfest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each one and you can see how to get them. So first up is the Have Keg Will Travel. This one is account shared, so you can only have it once. As you can see, mine's already blue. You either need to get them out or use the fresh hops that you get from this vendor here. It's just like the Christmas Make Merry, you just use it while mounted. So next up is Brew of the Month. So it's just to join the Brew of the Month club, which comes from the vendor here, and you spend the tokens. Once you signed up, you will get spammed every month with these 12, and that will give you that achievement. You can stop it afterwards, or like the rest of us, have spam for the rest of your life in WoW. So next up we have Dire Brewfest, which is all about killing Corin Dire Brew. So to do this you need to join the instance, so under Dungeon Finder you will find the specific Brewfest quest. It doesn't take very long to get a group together because everybody's doing it right now. So it's pretty simple. You're taken to Blackrock Spire inside the Grim Guzzler, and if you walk in this room you can then start the encounter, and he's pretty easy to kill, especially if you're all in your 60s, and once he dies that's when you get that achievement. Now it's important to remember that you can still loot this guy. If you've never done this before, you get a quest that will go back and you will get tokens for handing in. And once you've handed that in and picked up your tokens, do not forget in your bag you have now picked up a treasure item which has the chance to have a mount in it. So in this particular time that I've clicked it, I did not get the mount, but I did get some more tokens. You can do this daily, so don't forget, do this daily on all of your characters. So the mounts you're looking for, there's the Swift Brewfest Ram, so that would be this one. I do not have this one yet, so this is the one I'm chasing this year. And the other one is, if you just type in Brewfest, you will see them. The other one is the Kodo, and that one I got in my keg-shaped treasure chest. So next up, this is Disturbing the Peace, and it's going to take you a little while to do. You need to wear 3 pieces of clothing, which are the purple Brewfest hat, the Brewfest dress, and the Brewfest slippers. You need to go to Dalaran Northrend, not Broken Isles, Northrend, dance, and be drunk at the same time while wearing those 3. So it'll take you a while to collect those because of the tokens, but then that one's done. Next one's nice and simple. It's called Almost Blind Luck. All you need to do is buy these goggles here, wear them, go above water, fly really, really, really high, and then dismount, and you will get the achievement. Next is the Brewfest diet. It's all about eating foods at Brewfest. Now you'll get 6 of them from the sausage vendor, so there's 6 in the middle of the ones you need. And then next to him is the bread vendor, and that is where you will get your pretzel from. Lastly, you're going to need the cheese vendor where you'll get your spiced cheese. So once you eat all of those, you get the achievement. Next we're on to Strange Brew. This is the drinking version, but you don't have to drink them, they just have to be in your bag. So when you entered, you will have picked up your first one and it's already counted towards it. So come to this vendor for the small, the long and the path of brew. And this one's where you'll get the grog, the mead and the mudderless milk. And finally you'll need to come here to get the river, the brewdew and the shrunken head. Once you have them all in your bag, the achievement will ding. So lastly, the Does Your Wapple Dinga Linger. Now this doesn't exist anymore, this quest does not exist, so you need to buy this pet with tokens and you can find it here. So finally there is an achievement meta, so if you go into world events you will find the Brewmaster meta and you get the title Brewmaster if you've done all of those. So the last thing I'm going to say is during the Brew Festival there are attacks, assaults. If you win, an item is dropped in the middle and it will also give you tokens. Now you can only do this once a day, so don't hang around for other attacks. You cannot hand it in again. So that pretty much sums up Brewfest. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to see what else I'm up to.